Good day everyone, welcome to this video lesson. And now we are going to discuss about linear inequalities in one variable. So when we say linear inequality in one variable, it is a mathematical statement that relates a linear expression as either less than or greater than another. Okay? Ax plus b not equal to c, where a, b, and c are elements of real numbers and a is not equal to 0, represent a linear inequality which can be written as ax plus b is greater than c or ax plus b is less than c. Meaning, if you have ax plus b which is not equal to c, so there are only two possibilities. It's either ax plus b is greater than c or ax plus b is less than c. So, hindi po pwedeng parehas silang greater than or less than at the same time. Dapat isa, alinman dyan ang posibleng true. Okay? So, example, if we have 2x minus 6 not equal to 0, which can be written as 2x minus 6 greater than 0 or 2x minus 6 is less than 0. Pero hindi po pwedeng dalawa sila at the same time. So, isa lang sa kanila. Pwedeng 2x minus 6 is greater than 0 o di kaya 2x minus 6 is less than 0. So, hindi po pwede. Kaya we use the word or because isa lang doon ang magiging tama. Okay? So let us first discuss the properties of inequality or inequalities. First one is the trichotomy property of inequality. So what do you mean by trichotomy property of inequality? Okay? So if A is not equal to B, then A is greater than B or A is less than B, but not both. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag sinabi natin na si A ay hindi equal kay B, so ang posibilidad noon na si A maaring malaki ang value kay B. O di kaya si A ay maliit ang value kaysa kay B. Pero hindi pwedeng pareho itong dalawang statement tama. Isa lang doon ang magiging tama. That is what we call trichotomy property of inequality. So, for example, if you have x plus 2 is not equal to 5, then x plus 2 is greater than 5 or x plus 2 is less than 5. So, yon yung trichotomy property of inequality. Another property is transitive property of inequality. And what do you mean by transitive property of inequality? So, it states that if A is greater than B, kung si A ay mas malaki ang value kay B, at si B and B is greater than C, si B naman ay mas malaki ang value niya kay C, then, by conclusion, si A ay greater than C. So, as simple as that. Diba? Also, if A is less than B, kung si A naman ay mas maliit kay B, at si B ay mas maliit kay C, B is less than C, then A is less than C. Ganun lang, by conclusion. Doon sa premise, si A mas maliit kay B, pero si B mas maliit kay C. So, lalabas si A is less than C. Yan ang tinatawag nating transitive property of inequality. Okay? So, example, if you have 2 plus 3x is greater than 3, and 3 is greater than x plus 9, then 2 plus 3x is greater than x plus 9. Okay? So, ganun lang yung transitive property of inequality. Okay? So, halimbawa, si 5 ay mas malaki kay 4 at si 4 ay mas malaki kay 3. So, ibig sabihin, si 5 ay mas malaki kay 3. So, yun yung transitive of property. Transitive property of inequality. Another properties of inequality is addition property of inequality. So when we say addition property of inequality, if A is greater than B, then A plus C is greater than B plus C. So ibig sabihin nito, if the same number is added in both sides of the inequality will remain unchanged. Kahit yung number na in-add mo ay negative or positive, yung inequality ay hindi mababago. Also, if A is less than B, kung less than naman, then we add same number, both sides of the inequality. Let's say C. Your C stands for any number. Then the inequality symbol will remain unchanged, hindi mababago. Pag less than siya doon, after you add a certain number in both sides of the inequality will remain unchanged. So, yun yung addition property of inequality. Hindi nababago yung inequality pag nag-add ka ng same number sa magkabilang side. So, for example, if you have 2 plus 3x greater than 3, then 2 plus 3x plus 10 is greater than 3 plus 10. Kasi you add the same number in both sides of the inequality. You add 10 on the left side and you add 10 also on the right side. So the inequality will not change. So if you simplify, you can write this one as 3x plus 12 kasi you have 2 plus 10, 12. Then you have there 3x. Then 3 plus 10, you have 13. Okay, so that is what we call addition property of inequality. So meaning if the same number is added to both sides of inequality, the inequality will remain unchanged. Another property is the multiplication property of inequality. So there are two conditions in this property, multiplication property. So the first one is if A is greater than B and C is greater than 0, meaning the C is positive number, then AC is greater than BC. So meaning, if you add, you would say, if you multiply same positive number in both sides of the inequality symbol will remain unchanged. So dito sa given is greater than, so magiging greater din pa rin yung inequality symbol. So that is if the multiplier is positive. So your C, we have the condition that it is a positive number. Okay? So for example, if you have 2x is greater than 4, then 2x times 3 is greater than 4 times 3. You look at the inequality symbol. It does not change because our multiplier is positive. Okay? So, or if we have 2x less than 4, then your 2x times 3 is still less than 4 times 3. So, ganun pa rin. Di ba babago? Kung less than pa rin yung magiging result. Pag minultiply mo sa magkabilang side na parehong positive number. Same number. Basta positive. Okay? So, the second condition is that if A is less than B and C is less than 0, meaning your C is negative number, then AC is greater than BC. So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-multiply ka, sa magkabilang side ng inequality ng negative number, yung inequality symbol na less than ito, magiging greater than. You have to reverse the inequality symbol. Okay? So that's the condition. So if the multiplier is negative, the inequality symbol will change. So in this case, from less than, it will become greater than. Okay? So for example, if you have 2x greater than 4, then 2x times negative 3 is less than 4 times negative 3. You look at this one. 2x greater than 4. Then we multiply both sides of the inequality by a negative number. That's why we reverse the inequality symbol. From greater than, it becomes less than. Okay? So, or, if 2x is less than 4, pag less than naman yung given, then you multiply both sides by negative 3 sa magkabilang side. So, yung inequality symbol mababago. From less than, it will becomes greater than. So, dito, from greater than becomes less than. So, it only happens if the multiplier is negative. But if the multiplier is positive, the inequality symbol will remain unchanged. Hindi mababago. Okay? So, this time, let us talk about solving linear inequalities. So, paano ba mag-solve ng linear inequalities? To solve a linear inequality, so you have to isolate the letter or the variable by performing the same arithmetic operation on both sides of the inequality. So, yung gagamitin natin ay yung properties of inequalities that we mentioned a while ago. Remember, to reverse the direction of the inequality sign whenever multiplying or dividing the inequality by a negative number. So, ito kasi kadalasan nakakalimutan in solving linear inequalities. No? So, we have to reverse the direction of the inequality sign whenever multiplying or dividing inequality by a negative number. So, this is how we solve linear inequalities. For example, if 3x minus 2 is greater than 10, find x. So, what is x? So, that's the given. 3x minus 2 is greater than 10. Okay? So, ang solution doon, so we add both sides by 2 para matanggal itong negative 2. Addition property of inequality. So, the inequality symbol will remain unchanged because we simply add same number on both sides of the equation. So, 3x minus 2 plus 2 is greater than 10 plus 2. So, ito makaka-cancel na yan. So, we have now 3x is greater than 12. Okay? Then, we'll apply to eliminate this 3 because we wanted to isolate this letter, this variable. So, we have to multiply both sides by 1/3 or divide it by 3. It's the same as dividing it by 3. So, we have 3x over 3 is greater than 12 over 3. So, dividing it by 3, that's the same as multiplying both sides of the inequality by 1/3. Okay? So, 3x divided by 3, so you have x, then 12 divided by 3, you have 4. Okay? So, x now is greater than 4. Meaning, the solution says is consists of all numbers greater than 4. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng number na mas mataas sa 4 ay value ni x. So, there are infinite values of x. So, hindi kasali si 4. So, 4.0001 is the value of x and we consider as a solution set. So, marami yun. So, there are infinite values of x. So, x is greater than 4. Lahat ng number na mas mataas sa 4, yun yung value ni x. So, let us have another example. What is the greatest integer value of x such that 2 minus 3x is greater than 7? So, ano na yung greatest integer? So, isa lang, pinakamalaki. Value integer. So, ano ba yung integer? Dapat maintindihan yung mga eksakto na walang decimal part. So, ang integer ay, let us say, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and so on and so forth. So, marami yon. So, those are integers. So, ang tanong dito, what is the greatest integer value of x such that 2 minus 3x is greater than 7? Okay, ang solution dyan, so 2 minus 3x is greater than 7 yung given. So, magtatanggalin natin yung negative 2, I would say positive 2, doon sa equation, kaya we add both sides of the inequality by negative 2. So, the inequality symbol will not change kasi we use the addition property of inequality. Addition property of inequality naman ang ginamit. So, ano magiging result niyan? So, magiging 3x is greater than 5. Negative 3x is greater than 5. Now, to isolate the letter, the variable, we need to multiply both sides by negative 1/3. Okay, negative 1/3. You look at that. Negative 1/3. So, since the multiplier is negative, we need to reverse the inequality. From greater than, it becomes less than. Okay, so you have negative 3x times negative 1/3. Ano ang magiging value nun? So, magiging x na lang, less than is less than negative 5/3. Kasi, if you have 5 times negative 1/3, so itong 5, multiply mo sa numerator, then copy the denominator. So you are multiplying unlike sign, so it becomes negative. Dito naman sa left side, we multiply negatives, pareha silang negative, so you have their positive x. So x now is less than negative 5/3. So ibig sabihin, lahat ng number na less than sa negative 5/3. Okay? So, but the question is, what is the greatest integer value of x? Pinakamalaki value ni x. So, ano yon? Since x is less than negative 5/3, the greatest integer value of x is negative 3. Okay? Kasi kung makikita mo yon, ang mga value noon, di ba, negative 5/3, so that is actually, mag-i-start siya sa 1 and 2/3. 1 and 2/3. Ang sunod doon na integer ay negative 3. Kasi pababa yun eh. Pababa. So lalabas si negative 3 yung pinaka-greatest integer. The rest are small integers na yon. Maliliit na yung value. So yung negative 3 lang ang siyang pinakamalaki ang value. Kaya negative. So another example, solve for the solution set of 3 minus the quantity of 6 minus 5x is less than 7. So first we have to distribute or remove the parentheses. So we have 3 minus 6 plus 5x is less than 7. Paano ito nangyari? Itong si negative, we distribute to the expression inside the parentheses. So, negative times 6, you have negative 6. Then, negative times negative 5x, so you have positive 5x. Then, is less than 7. Then, we have to simplify 3 minus 6. 3 minus 6, that is equivalent to negative 3. Plus 5x is less than 7. Okay? Then, we have to eliminate this negative 3 in the left side of the equation. So, mag-a-add tayo, magkabilang side, we add both sides of the inequality by positive 3. Okay, so we have now 5x is less than 7. So, bakit ito nawala si negative 3? So, we add here positive 3. So, 3 minus 3. O negative 3 plus 3 is 5x na lang matitira. Now, you have 7 plus 3, so you have 10. Then, to eliminate this 5, we multiply both sides by 1/5. So, we have now x is less than 2. So, x is less than 2, meaning all numbers less than 2. Okay? So, the solution may be written in graphical form, interval form, or set form. So, itong solution na ito, pwede natin isulat siya in graphical form so you can visualize the solution set. Makikita mo, kung gagawa ka in graphical, you will make a line, that's a number line, Then you locate 2 as the endpoint, 2, but 2 is not included. Then we are referring to the number less than 2, so the graph should be going to the left. So, ibig sabihin, that is an indication na lahat ng number na nasa left side ni 2 ay solution nitong inequality. Or we can also write the solution in interval form. So, you have interval form, we use parenthesis negative infinity. So, referring to the number na nasa left side kasi yung nasa left side nung 2 ay mga negative numbers. So, we write there, yung pinakadulo ay negative infinity hanggang 2. 2 is not included. Or, pwede naman din set form. So, set form, it is a way of writing solution by using braces. Okay, so you have there x such that x is less than 2. So, yan, gumamit lang tayo ng braces, just like, parang inilagay lang natin ito sa braces. So, this is how we write the answer in different way, or ways, rather. Okay? So, I hope you learn how to solve linear inequalities. So, this is in preparation for our next lesson, solving quadratic inequalities. So, i-review natin kung paano ang paggamit o paano itong interval form. So, elaborate natin yung discussion natin dito. Okay, once again, thank you and God bless you all.